Thank you, Neno. I did not notice, and yes, I was talking. Um, Professional streamer. Yeah, I forgot I had to unplug my headset when I was bringing everything over. Long time no see. Long time no see. Yes, I was just saying, cooking pulled pork. I just have to work out my timings because I need to work out how to cook everything. So I only need to cook this for 20. Macaroni cheese only needs 20 minutes in the oven, whereas this needs 40 minutes. So I'm going to prep everything, give this 20 minutes. Actually needs like half an hour, doesn't it? And then you take off. Okay. Okay. I'm cooking here. I'm cooking. Hello, Carrie. Hello. Wait, if I move chat up now, there you go. Yes, two cameras. We did this yesterday. This is courtesy of Jubats, my producer. She had the idea of putting the top-down camera, which is something I've not been able to do anywhere else where I've cooked before. And I have a second camera. I remembered yesterday I had a second camera. So I'm able to, have the top-down camera and have everything going on. So I'm going to prep the pork. I've preheated the oven. I'm thinking right now, guys. I'm thinking the order in which I do things. Yeah, the 7TV doesn't show up. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. You saw but you couldn't stay. Yeah, so the Hinto camera. So I actually had two webcams. I can't remember why. I think one of them stopped working, or I wanted to have two cameras so that at a LAN many years ago I could have. Oh, I remember. How could I forget? I used to have two cameras for when we had Taco. When Taco was around, I used to have my webcam, if you remember, which was on my face. And then I used to have a second webcam on Taco's box, Taco, my tortoise, when she was still with us. And I could switch the camera to the Taco. I didn't forget about Taco. I forgot why I got the second camera. So I've got two cameras. So yesterday I was like, oh yeah, I've got a second camera somewhere in this laptop bag. And now we've got the double setup. So what I can do is, you guys can see me prepping stuff over here, you guys can see me chopping stuff over here, and you guys can see all the cooking happening over here. Okay, so that emote works in the chat. I need to sort of update the on-screen chat so I can show 7TV. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I'm going to prep this. Let me put this over here for now. I actually have a dish here, which I think is going to be pretty perfect for it. I think this works. It's like a metal dish, which we can put in the oven. I think this will be good. So we've got a very, I imagine it's going to be pretty rich. Bit of pork here, smothered in barbecue sauce. And we're going to just put this into our oven dish, and we are going to cook it. Now, the pork itself takes 40 minutes. I'll try and put that into our dish. I'm trying my best not to lose any of this sauce. Come on, pork, out you come. Oh, and we got some sauce on the thing. So the pork's going to take 40 minutes. 40 minutes. This sauce smells amazing, actually. God damn. Smells good. We need to cover it with foil. After half an hour in the oven, we need to take it out, shred it. That is the pulling of the pork. That's what our pork looks like. You can see it in the close-up camera. That's the pulling of the pork. We pull it apart, we leave the foil off the top, and put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. But 10 minutes into that, I need to put my macaroni no, I don't. Yes, I do. Yeah, 20 minutes into the half an hour, so 10 minutes before we take it out, I need to put in the macaroni cheese. Because that is our pork there in the sauce. I'm going to get some foil and cover that up. I'm going to get one of these and clean up the mess. So what we are going to do is just prep this and leave it to one side. While things are in the oven, I can prep salad and stuff like that. But it's all going to be very complicated, all going to be a little, yeah. I'm going to get my saucepans out. I need to fry some bacon. I forgot about that. I'm going to put my pasta over here, I think. So that's our pork, which we're going to cover with foil first. This is probably not the most efficient way to do things, but it is the way it is going to be done. If we have everything prepped, then it'll all come together. So yeah, I wanted to do my, oh shit, I just remembered something else I got to do. A little bit of prep stuff. It is fine. So we have our foil here. We're going to cover our pork in the sauce. I am tearing the foil, which I don't want to. Only needs to be loose, like that. It needs to be airtight. So that is prepped now. That just needs to go in the oven when we know everything else is kind of coming together. The other thing I need to do is my macaroni cheese. A number of elements to it. Okay, a number of elements to it. I like to put pancetta inside it, or bacon lardons, or whatever. Couldn't get any. The number of shops we have available to us are somewhat limited, I would say. We do have a number of places, but a lot of them are a bit of a trek into town, and a lot of them are express places. And express places generally have a smaller selection at a higher price. So unfortunately, I did not find any bacon lardons or pancetta. That is something I like to put into macaroni cheese to give it a little bit of protein, a little bit of flavor. Couldn't find any. So I got some bacon. And we're going to slice up that bacon, fry it, and we're going to put that in with the macaroni cheese. I also couldn't find any macaroni for the macaroni cheese, and that means we're going to be using penne pasta. It's not ideal, and it does kind of defeat the point of calling it macaroni cheese, or if you're American, mac and cheese. But it is the closest thing to a tubular thing I could get. Now I have resealable bags. We bought some a while back. If you remember, I did this when I did my what was it called? The halloumi schnitzel, which I did a few weeks back. I used breadcrumbs from this. Use breadcrumbs from cornflakes. It makes, breadcrumbs from cornflakes is essentially the same thing, but these are even crispier. So it makes everything crispier. So, yeah. Yeah, 7TV doesn't show, but I've seen some people with chats that show it. So, yeah. If you start the stream 30 more times, you get more stream streaks? Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't break your stream streak. I was told that it happens like once per day. So, yeah. Yeah, making budget panko? Kind of, yeah. So, I did this when I did our schnitzel, halloumi schnitzel. Schnitzel is probably not the right word for it, but that's what the recipe was called because it was just lots of schnitzel kind of covered in breadcrumbs and fried. So, something else I like to do with macaroni cheese is have a layer of breadcrumbs on top. and it just gives it crispy. So what I'm doing, I've got one of these bags, little plastic bag, little resealable one. I think I've got these in the pound shop or Tesco, something like that. And I'm just using normally a rolling pin is a good idea, good thing to do this with, but don't have a rolling pin unfortunately. But we have the masher, and this wasn't very helpful when we were trying to do it before. I think I did it in foil, didn't I, before? And it was just, you know, not great. But panko is good, don't get me wrong, and I love using panko for a lot of my recipes, but cornflakes, when you breadcrumb them up, oh my gosh, they make it crispy. So I'm just getting this prepared, so I'm not frantically trying to smash any cornflakes later on when I'm like, oh, I forgot. Let me just put this in the bag. And honestly, the best way to do it is with the rolling pin, but like I said, we don't have one. I'm just trying to break up the biggest chunks, and if you want a really nice breadcrumb, you do it so that it's absolutely super fine, but not completely necessary in this case, as long as you've not got any massive bits left. And there we go. That is our breadcrumb. That's what it looks like, and we'll be adding that later on. So I'm just going to leave this in a bag over here. All good. Gareth with the 50 stream streak. Damn, man's on a roll. Where's the macaroni? We do not have macaroni. I was just saying earlier, I don't have macaroni. We are instead using penne, unfortunately. There it is. Could not find any macaroni in any of the shops I visited today. So, yeah, it's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. Now, also, I don't have my regular oven dish. I have this big-ass dish. I used this for something recently. I can't remember what it was. Unfortunately, this is the best thing I have available. So it's just what I'm going to have to use for the time being. Sorry, I'm just getting some of these things out the way. You can utilize space. I'll have to do some washing up at some point, but we're going to have plenty of time to do that when we have our things in the oven. We're going to be making a little salad, little side salad, stuff like that. Title is clickbait. It's one I use for sea lasagna. No, so lasagna, did I just say? No, this is the one that came with the place that we're staying at, and it's very good for like a wide bake thing. It just means that there's a lot more surface area, which is absolutely fine, and I think it's going to work fine for what we have. So I'm going to add a little heat to this. Actually, I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to grab the bacon. So we're going to be slicing up our bacon to try and make some small bits. I'm going to be throwing it all in there. So this is going to be a protein-rich meal, which honestly I could just shovel buckets of macaroni cheese into my face. Honestly, love macaroni cheese. Do you guys say macaroni cheese or do you say mac and cheese? There is our bacon. Now I'm like, do I use all this bacon? I think I'll fry all the bacon, but we'll see. So I'm just going to slice it into thin chunks. This is smoked bacon, which will also give us a bit of flavour. We want that fat there so that it kind of renders when we put it in the pan. Yeah, I could just shovel buckets and buckets of mac and cheese. Big fan. But it's always good, I feel, to have different things going on. So we've got bacon here. Like I said, normally I use pancetta, but we've just got bacon here. Puts a bit of protein in there, gives it a bit of a different flavor. I also like to put some mustard into the white sauce. That makes a very nice bit of a kick. Nothing too crazy. But when you've got the crunchy breadcrumbs on the top, you've got the pancetta or bacon or whatever inside the mac and cheese. It's all good stuff. All good stuff. Your favorite dish is lasagna? Lasagna. Mac stands for macaroni and cheese. Oh, so wait, when people say mac and cheese, they mean macaroni and cheese and cheese. Damn. All these years, I didn't know. McDonald's and Cheers. Macaroni and cheese and cheese. Try something poorly made mac and cheese in your life that up until a few years ago, you never realized how good that dish can actually be. Really? Interesting. Yeah, no, that's understandable. There's a lot of times when people have a dish and they think they don't like it. And it turns out they've just actually had someone cook it terribly. You know? Don't know if I have a dish like that, to be honest. Generally, I like most things. Generally, I like most foods. So, oh dear, just my stomach's a bit weird. Hang on. Generally, I like most foods, so I don't have that much of a problem. But I know there's a lot of people who I've cooked meals for who've said that they don't like certain things. And it turns out actually they just didn't like the way it was cooked for them before. My mum has said that regarding a few things before. Wait a second. I am back. Yeah, my mum says she didn't like sweet potato. And then she tried something that I made with sweet potato. And she was like, it's not my favorite, but actually, I don't hate it. I was like, okay. So Cloudy, who I used to live with, his girlfriend said she didn't like salmon. She said, oh, I don't really like salmon. She had a miso salmon that I made, and she was like, I actually really like salmon. I guess I didn't like she says I like this dish. Maybe I just didn't like what I had before, you know? And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you say you don't like this food, it's just because you've never had it made properly. I don't like it when people say that, because people say that to me about mushrooms, and I'm like, I am in my mid-30s. I know what I like and I don't like, and I've had mushrooms enough times throughout my life that I'm, well aware I do not like them. But yeah, a lot of people like to force down things that they like. Sorry, like, oh yeah, you've got to like this because I like it. If you don't like it, what do you mean? You've just not had it done properly. No. Everyone has different taste buds. If they don't like something, they don't like something. But yeah, there are times where people say they don't like something, and then they try it, and then they're like, oh, actually, like tuna, for example. Cloudy never used to like tuna fish, and I remember making something with, like, I never made anything with tuna for him. The time I made salmon for his girlfriend was literally I was making salmon for us. She came round and was like, I was like, oh, I'll make another portion. And then she was like, oh, wait, I don't like salmon. I was like, oh, shit, sorry. She was like, but I'll try some. And tried it, and she liked it. But yeah, I remember Cloudy not liking tuna. Smelt me making tuna for myself one time, and he was like, ugh. I was like, okay, so you clearly do not like it. But there are instances where people make stuff and they've had a bad version of something, and then they try a good version. It's like, oh shit, I actually like this thing. I just wasn't aware of it. We need to grate some cheese. I need to get some more bowls. Yeah. And that's why something I always like to do is if I'm going to eat something for the first time, I like to try somewhere, someone to make it that's like good at what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like actually have it at a restaurant. Like lobster. To this day, I still haven't had lobster. I would like to have lobster, but I don't want to have it at like a shitty place. I don't want to have it at a place where, you know, it's going to be, you know, average. I want to have nice lobster somewhere. Excuse me. Have nice lobster somewhere and then try it. I don't really want to cook with it first, because if I cook with it and I mess it up, how am I going to know whether I've just messed up and it's bad cooking on my part, or whether I just don't actually like the food? You know what I mean? Or if you dip the shroom in a gallon of cheese, even then, I can live with mushrooms being in my food and I can take them out, but I just, what was a place, we had, we ordered something Thai, we had Thai food a few weeks back, and there was mushrooms in one of the dishes, and I was like, ugh, couldn't do it. I just plucked them out, it was fine, I can live with it, but I cannot eat them. Seafood is a very common thing, yeah, a lot of people don't like seafood. It's quite strong. Seafood is an example of something that I feel it's very strong flavor. So if you don't like it, it's a good chance you're not going to like other things of the similar type, you know. It's funny, my aunt, well, I call her my aunt, she's my godmother. She's very, very traditional. She's English. She's my mum's best friend for many, many years. They worked together for a long time. And I call her my aunt. She is English. She is very traditional. She likes her bangers and mash. She likes her told-in-the-old. She likes her pies, you know. Likes her chips. That kind of stuff. That kind of food. She doesn't really like spicy food. She doesn't really like anything too exotic, you know. But she loves anchovies, raw anchovies, in oil and garlic. And it's like, huh? What? She likes them. It's something I really like in Spain. You have it for a tapas, but the fact that she likes it, I was like, I don't understand. You like this? This is something you enjoy? So yeah, you get, sometimes you have people like things that are surprising. Anything else I need to prep, guys? No, I think I'm good here. Sometimes you get things that are a little surprising. That you're like, I don't like all. She doesn't like anything like that, but that particular one she does like. So I'm not saying you've just not had the seafood you like. Maybe there is something you like, but no, seafood is like, it's one of those things where it's pretty uniform across the board. If you don't like, you're probably not going to like any of them. I'm just leaving this bacon for a while. I want it to be nice. I want all the fat to be rendered down. I don't want the fat in the food, but I want to keep the flavor. So I'm just keeping it like until it's nice and crispy, and then we're going to have that added into the dish. I need to grate some cheese. Grab this. I'm going to grate some cheese, and I'm going to put it into a bowl. Obviously, we're making mac and cheese, so macaroni and cheese. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is mushrooms. Like I always say, mushrooms are the only thing I don't like. There are foods that I'm like, I can take it or leave it. Courgettes, my dad grows a lot of his own veg. And one thing he grows is courgettes, and one thing he he likes to do is have like a giant courgette, and my mum cooks a chili or something and stuffs it, and I'm kind of like, I'll eat courgettes in a pasta bake, I'll eat courgettes in like a medley of food, but when it's just the prime component is courgette, it's just a little too much for me. So I'll eat it. Someone put it in front of me, I'll be like, you know what, okay, I'll eat it, fair. But I would never choose to have it as my meal. So I've done quite a lot of cheese here, probably too much cheese. And I know some of you in chat are going to be like, there's no such thing as too much cheese. True, but also not true. What I'm going to do is we're going to save a little bit of this for the end so we can melt it on the top. Our bacon is pretty much nearly done. So we've got a bowl of cheese here. I think you guys can see what's going on this side. That's the point of this camera setup. I can multitask. This is looking grand. I'm loving it. So I'm going to turn the heat off on that now. And I'm going to put this into a bowl. And we're going to put our, would you even call these lardons? I guess not, they're too thin, but yeah, I would normally use pancetta or bacon lardons for this, but you can use bacon. Just slice it up into smaller chunks, or you can have big chunks. I guess you do whatever you want to have in your dish. Just going to do this. And I'll be coming back to clean that later. We don't need a dish. So we've got a bunch of stuff prepped. We've got, if you guys can see on the camera, we've got our breadcrumbs that we just crumbed. We've got our cheese grated. We've got our bacon, which we're going to be adding in. I'm going to get the mustard ready, which we're going to be adding. I need to cook us some pasta. I'm so hungry. Thank you for the 23 months, Jubats. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. I'm cooking. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. It's a lot of things to prepare. I'm juggling. Okay, I'm going to boil some water, get this pasta going. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook some pasta in here, or do I cook it in here? I'm thinking. The pasta goes into the sauce. We'll do the sauce in this one. We'll do the pasta in this one. We'll fill this up. Should be fine. Anything else I need to prepare? I don't think so. I need to get flour. I need to move my water bottle. Hopefully this doesn't fuck up the camera. Give me my flour. Okay. So I'm just getting everything prepped. I'm cooking here. I'm doing my best. Okay. I need my butter. I've got my butter out. There's some of that garlic, which we can put. I need to buy some fresh garlic, honestly. I'm not a fan of this one. Doesn't have quite the same thing, but it'll do for our purpose. I need the whisk. Ooh, so many cables. I'm just worried about pulling something out. Okay. Did I put the thing down? I didn't. Throwing, chat. Throwing. Okay, it's okay. So I should maybe think about putting this in now. Can I do that in 20 minutes? I think I can. The pork needs to rest. Okay, time check. I'm going to get my timer going. 20 minutes. So we got to put the pulled pork that we prepared earlier right at the start in our metal dish. Okay, remember this bad boy? We're going to put it in the oven now. There is a tray in there. That's fine. It can go on the tray. It's okay. 20 minutes starts now. So in 20 minutes, we need to be putting our macaroni in. Okay, that's our deadline. 10 minutes after that, we need to take the thing out. So we now have a deadline for things needing to be ready, needing to be done. So I'm just waiting for the water for the pasta. I can probably put the pasta in now. Waiting for the water. Like I said, for those of you who weren't here at the start, I could not get any macaroni. We're using penne. Put a decent amount in there. How big is this bag? 500 grams. A little bit more. Might have some leftovers, which is all good. Okay, pasta done. We'll put you in the pasta cupboard with the onions and the other pasta. I'm going to put this pan here. That is still hot, but I'm going to put it on like a lowish heat, a medium heat. I'm going to get my salt ready so that I can salt the water for the pasta. I'm going to get the butter. And we're going to start melting the... Do I want to do that just yet? Yes, I do. Do I? We've got 20 minutes. We don't need to rush this. Don't need to rush this. I'm going to turn you off, actually. I'm going to leave you there. This is fine. Everything's fine. Half and half, I know that. Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, half and half is a... Yeah, it's like an American thing. I don't think we really have it over here. When I've been having a problem with, well, not a problem with dairy, but I've been substituting milk a lot of the time with oat milk, which has been very helpful for me. I do find when I have a lot of dairy, my stomach goes a little crazy. Okay, that's our pasta. Gonna salt the water a little bit. We're gonna put the heat on, of course, and get that boiling. Okay, 17.5 minutes. I got the countdown going. I would have thought Noi might have had access to it somehow, but yeah, there's a lot of things that people have in the States that we just don't have over here. Okay, I'm gonna get, oh, that is, oh no, what's these ones? Okay, I got him, okay. Is there anything else I need? No, I think I've got everything I need. I think I'm ready. Okay, I'm gonna put some butter in the pan. Should have bought some more butter today because I'm gonna be using a big chunk of it. Move you out of the way. Okay. So, I'm going to slice it so that it melts a little better. So, our pasta's on the boil. Put some butter, which we can see is melting pretty quickly, even though the heat isn't even on. A little smidge of butter left over here. We'll throw you in as well. Yeah, heat's not even on, but the pan is warm from being on the hob that we used for the frying of the bacon earlier on. So I'm just going to use this to make sure, yeah, the pasta doesn't stick to the bottom. We want this to boil. Gonna put that there. I got some chopped garlic. I'm going to throw some garlic in with the butter. Yeah, when you're looking at US recipes, it's a little bit confusing when they say certain things. Certain like measurements, but also certain like brands. But maybe they think the same. I don't know. Okay, so we got a little bit of garlic in there. A bit of garlic. Okay, I'm gonna put this on a medium heat. We're just gonna cook that garlic in the butter. Just getting everything else ready. And we don't want to fully cook this pasta because it is going to go in the oven afterwards, but we don't want to undercook it either, otherwise you just end up with stuff that's not very nice. So when in the butter, garlic, yes. Some chopped garlic. We're going to cook that in the butter. Should have medium heat. Now, if you have mustard powder, I would recommend putting in the mustard powder now. When it's actual mustard, I add it in slightly later. Now, I'm not going to be measuring flour. I do things by eye. But you want to follow a recipe. But I'm going to be throwing in some flour right now. And then we're going to be mixing that around. And we basically end up with just dryness. Dryness. Garlicky, buttery chunks. If you can see, it takes a while for it to non-dazzle you. You end up with these chunks. What we want to do is add in the milk and stir. Now, I always stress with white sauces. Why does it look like small worms? Probably because... yeah, that's what kind of it looks like, yeah. Anyway, whisk. Just to get these chunks off the spoon. Now, with a white sauce, I always worry. I can't help but stress. Because doing it wrong can lead to it just being horrible. And the white sauce is pretty much the most important thing. We have 12 minutes on the clock. I'm going to throw in some more milk here. You want to add the milk in bit by bit. It does look like I'm just kind of dashing it in. I can assure you I'm not. This is kind of planned, somewhat. So we basically had the butter. We cooked it with the garlic a little bit. Okay. So you get a nice garlic buttery smell. And now we're trying to whisk the... put the flour in and it makes these chunks. It just absorbs, the flour just absorbs the butter. You end up with this kind of lumpy mess. And then you add the milk bit by bit. And what that does is turns it into a thick sauce. Now we don't want it too thick, but we want it non-lumpy. And what that means is you got to keep whisking, stirring. You can see right now it's looking just too much lumps, so we need more liquid. Which is why I bought more milk that I can't open. Put some more in. Put the milk there. Just let me know if anything happens with the cameras you can't see. So I put a little bit too much milk in there, but just going to let it heat up a bit. I'm just going to give my pasta a little bit of a stir. My penne, which we're pretending is macaroni. And basically with the heat, the flour, the butter and everything, eventually we're going to be making a thick white sauce. It's the same as what you do for making like a white sauce for a lasagna, but obviously we get to a point where we add different things afterwards for macaroni cheese. So again, it's starting to thicken up a little bit here. Still a little too thick. I've used a bigger pan here because further down the line we're going to be mixing things up. And I'm going to just add a little bit more milk here. I'm just kind of doing it a little bit by bit, until we get to a point where it's nice and thick, like a creamy sauce, but it's smooth. We don't want any lumps, we don't want any like bits of flour. We want it to be nice and smooth. And you do that with a whisk. You're going to get your arm into it. Oh, what's going on over here? 90 with the sub. CeeJaey Cooking Stream, what year is it? It's 2025, baby! Do you have stomach issues after eating food when milk is involved? Yeah, I feel like I'm somewhat lactose intolerant. If I have too much cheese, too much milk, my stomach's like like digesting. So, self-diagnosed, but I do feel I am somewhat lactose intolerant, yeah. So I try not to have too much cheese, too much milk as much as I love it. I've been trying to have oat milk and stuff like that. I did have like really bad stomach issues, if you remember, a while back. And I switched to oat milk. I started having some probiotic yogurt and stuff like that. I'm just a little dash more milk. I think we're nearly there with the sauce. Our pasta, I think, is done. I'm going to turn the heat off the pasta and just leave it on there. Let me just grab one of the thingies and try. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay. We are whisking on the heat. Oh, get my arm going. Thank you very much for the 56 months, 90. Yeah, I mean, because we're traveling, we are staying at this Airbnb hotel type situation. There is enough space in this kitchen for me to do cooking streams. So I've been pumping out the cooking streams. I think I've done 3 or 4 so far. I've been doing a stream during the day and then hitting up with a cooking stream at night, which has been good fun. Okay, this is the kind of thing we're looking for. That is pretty much lump-free white sauce, and it should be nice and thick like that. Oh, you can't. Well, I guess you guys can look at the other camera. Our pasta is pretty much done. I'm gonna just use the. Got myself a colander over here, and we're just gonna drain that pasta of all the water. Oh, I just shot a bunch of pasta into the sink. It's gone. Pasta's escaping me. Rogue pasta. Okay. So we're just going to let the pasta just steam dry over there for a little bit. Okay. We're going to take this off the heat right now. Whew. He says, walking around taking every cheese taste on the market. It was good cheese, man. And you know what they say, when in Rome, I could not visit Alkmaar, go to the cheese market and not try all the cheese. Then again, I'm making macaroni cheese today. I'm doing all sorts. What's our time at the moment? 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay. So we've got our white sauce, which is just flour, water, da-da-da. Now we need to add in the cheese and everything else. Now this is the moment I will add. We got Coleman's here. It's quite strong. This is English mustard, okay? So it's quite strong. So I'm just going to add in some mustard. Like I said, if you have mustard powder, I would add it in later. I don't know if I've done too much there, but we like mustard. We like mustard. I'm also going to throw in our bacon that we sliced up earlier. I'll throw that in there. We can have a little bit of grease in there as well, which just adds to things. And then we're going to throw in the cheese. Now remember when I said I thought we did too much cheese? Well, I'm going to throw in most of it and leave a little bit left over, which we could use later on. Now I'm just going to put this over the heat a little bit, just a little bit, just so that things aren't solidifying. And we're going to mix this around till all the cheese kind of melts and we end up with another creamy sauce looking thing. And that is going to be our sauce. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of Parmesan. Some Parmesan. So we've got two types of cheese going in here. And we're going to save some of that Parmesan left over. Originally I was just going to put Parmesan on the top, but seeing as we've got some cheddar left over, this whisk is struggling with the thickness of this sauce. Okay, just going to put a little bit of heat there. This is why you have pills. Easy clap comes the ground says, okay. Yeah, the mustard should be okay. We got 3 minutes 50 seconds until we got to get our mac and cheese in there, people. Okay. Now we're going to take our pasta, which has been over here. It's got a little moistness in it. That's okay. And now we're going to pour the pasta inside. This is where I find out if I've done too much pasta or not. We will find out. That's part of the excitement, is finding out. Now, I think this whisk has served its purpose. We've got a nice, smooth, cheese is flying everywhere. We've got a nice, creamy, thick, cheesy sauce. We're now going to put this, which just, again, close your eyes. Pretend this is macaroni, okay? For all intents and purposes, this is macaroni. Blame Tesco and blame Iceland for having limited pasta, okay? I guess I could have gone to Marks and Spencer's, but I didn't want to walk to the other side of town just for some pasta when it was the only thing I was missing was the frickin' pasta. Frickin' macaroni. Okay, so we're just mixing this pasta in with everything. Okay? So, pretty simple so far. Huh. This is looking like a good sauce. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes to go. Turning the heat off now. Okay, now this is where... Ooh, I need to move you. Move you. You can go over here, and I'll put you away later. I need to swap you with... I can put you there. Okay, you guys should be able to see what's going on. We've got our oven dish. Does seem a little thick. Dude, it's supposed to be thick. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's supposed to be as thick as possible. We want this nice cheesy sauce. Okay, you guys are distracting me. We're on a time crunch here. Okay, we put this in. We've got a good amount here. Now, normally I'd have my white oven dish, my old reliable, and it would be kind of a little deeper than this. This is a kind of like a wider looking thing. I think it's a little thick because of the sauce, because of the cheese rather, sorry. The sauce is a little thick because of the cheese. But that's okay. It's okay. It means we're going to get a nice, thick and creamy end result. Okay. So this is going to need 20 minutes in the oven, which is why we're on that time crunch. I think we're good. I'm just going to put you there. I'm going to get a spoon. I'm just going to get the remainder from this because we don't want to lose anything. It's all looking brilliant. Okay, we put that there. So this is what it looks like. Okay? Tastes perfect. No problem at all. 40 seconds. What we are going to do is we're going to sprinkle some cheese. This is the last remaining cheddar. This gets sprinkled on the top. This will melt and provide a topping. Now, again, this amount is normally designed for a smaller surface area. So I'm doing the best I can here. I'm then going to put some breadcrumbs. These are the breadcrumbs that we made earlier with our cornflakes, so it's going to be extra crispy on top. That is my alarm to tell me I need to put the macaroni cheese in there. It's okay. A couple minutes behind schedule is fine, because we can take the pulled pork out to rest. It's fine. We'll just do a 10-minute timer for when... Okay, this is quite a lot of breadcrumbs actually. We're going to have a nice crispy top here, nice crispy top. And then just for a finishing touch, I've got my parmesan. Last bit of parmesan here. So we're going to end up with hopefully a cheesy, crispy top. Trying to get it evenly done here. Being very aware of time. And this needs 20 minutes in the oven. It's a little bit broken up there. There we go. So that's it. That's what it looks like. Not perfectly even, I know, but I'm doing the best I can under the circumstances. I got breadcrumbs everywhere. Okay, let's just shake that off in the bin. Okay, so I'm opening the oven. I'm going to put this in. Oh, I can smell that that sauce. Barbecue sauce. Okay, but okay, so we only really have two things in there. We have I would like it to go on the top, but I can't put it on the top, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to put a timer for 10 minutes now. In 10 minutes, we have to take out the pork, tear it up, and then put it back in uncovered. Okay, uncovered. You on your way with a paper plate? Hey, angry. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of mac and cheese left over, I think. You need that crispy top for mac? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. I make it, and then I put it in the oven, and it gets baked. Guess the calorie count? Don't worry about it. We've barely eaten anything today. 3K of happiness? No, this is it's pretty healthy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We need to ban the calorie word when we're cooking, okay? Alright, so I've got my board here. I'm going to be chopping some stuff, ready to make a little salad. But first, we got 10 minutes. We're going to be doing a little washing up. We're going to do a little washing up, okay? Because a clean kitchen is a clean mind or something. So you guys will have to excuse me because I'm on the other side of the kitchen, and I will try and re-chat periodically. But I'm going to be dashing about. But yes, that is pretty much everything done right now. We've got to leave the mac and cheese in there for 20 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to take the pulled pork out. Well, we're going to take the pork out, we're going to pull it. I'm going to put it back in for another 10 minutes, and then that means after another 10 minutes after that, so in 20 minutes time, we take everything out and it's going to be good. Salad nullifies the carbs? Absolutely. Some protein there. There's going to be protein with the pork. We've got protein inside the mac and cheese. Okay. You got some carbs. Jubats needs her carbs because she's not well. She needs the energy. And we're going to have some salad for the nutrients. You have a dishwasher? Okay, let's not talk about I've been doing my best to rinse the plates, okay? I've been doing my best to keep it up to standard. Okay, cheese. I used a lot of cheese. We're going to have to buy more cheese. It's on me. Ooh. CeeJaey refused to use the dishwasher. I don't refuse. I'm just saying, like, I can clean. I can do the dishes. It's all good. Okay, let's do this. I rinse. It's just sometimes there's a little bit of soap left on a dish or a piece of cutlery, and I get told off for having a little bit of soap left on there. In my eyes, you leave it on the drying rack upside down, and the soap is going to slide off, you know? It's going to glide off there with the water. Okay, so we're all good. But that is apparently not the case, so I am making a concerted effort to have everything rinsed and clean. And ow, that landed on my foot. We're okay, we're okay. Everything is fine. At least it dropped on my foot while it was dirty, you know. There we go. The sink is filling with water. Something's blocking the plug hole. It's a leaf. What the hell? Why is there vegetation? There's the pasta I lost earlier. It was blocking the plug hole. We're okay. This is fine. So I wanted to clean stuff up now. And then in the second 10 minutes, after we've pulled our pork, I'm going to try and chop up a little salad. That was my plan. And then everything should be ready. Okay, everything should be ready. The thing is, we don't have a mixing bowl, so I might have to use one of the saucepans. And currently, the saucepan I need to use, or would like to use at least, is the one that you see before you, smothered with cheese sauce. So I need to rinse all of this stuff ASAP. We're cleaning. So the only thing I'm concerned about at the moment is the pork going to be cooked well enough? Because I've not used this particular joint before. We'll find out when we pull it. If we pull it apart and it's like raw, then GG, you know, it needs to stay more in the oven, and that throws out all of our timings. But I'm sure that won't happen. The only other thing is I put too much mustard in the sauce, but I personally like that. We'll see if it's CeeJaey's taste. Yeah, it has a bit of a kick in there. But I'm hoping with the amount of pasta we got in there, the amount of cheese, and we got the bacon as well, we'll have a nice balance of everything. Bloody hell, I got half the pasta in Italy in my sink. It's only 3 bits, but that's 3 bits that didn't end up in the dish, because that was when I launched it by accident. It's okay. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. Okay. I guess I could use this one. I guess I could use this dish, because I think the other one's going to need this one needs a little bit more of a scrub as well, actually. It's fine, this is our dish, because the thing is, our salad making time is going to be cut into with our pork pulling time, so it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing going on. Sweating. This is why I think like I could never work in a kitchen. I'd just be like sweating all the time, you know? I don't think I'd like it. I'm wearing shorts and t-shirt right now. You know? I can't imagine what they're wearing, like those big chef outfits. Okay, I'm gonna leave that to soak, because I think that's going to take a little bit of a scrub. It's all cheesed up. How much time we got? How are we looking, chat? 2:49. Doing good. You give up suggesting the dishwasher? We can use the dishwasher. Scared of technology? Look, so far in this place, we've had the TV not work. The TV doesn't work properly, okay? The freezer doesn't work properly. We've had water coming through the light in the bathroom. We've had the washing machine not turn on when we wanted to, and then keep the door locked when we want to get our washing out. I feel like if we start using the dishwasher, that's throwing in another factor into the mix. You know, and if we use the dishwasher, we can't use the stuff. I don't know. We can try it. Try it. There's a dirty pot on the hob. Maybe the dishwasher is the only thing that works. That could be. It could be, and we were depriving ourselves of that. Did you rent a crack house? This is actually a high-class establishment, okay? They just have stuff that doesn't work. For some reason, half the stuff don't freaking work. Don't get me started. No, it's alright, really. It's alright, really. Just a few things not working. Okay. I'm going to pull the pork over here. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put this here. We'll put the pork on that. And then we need to get a couple of forks. Do I have any forks? Anyone got a fork for me? These are knives. That is a fork. So I need a dry one fork. Then we need to pull the pork apart and then put it in for another 10 minutes. Put the timer on for 10 minutes. That is when the mac and cheese will be ready. I'm hoping the fact that we're using the breadcrumbs I made from the cornflakes, that the crumb doesn't like burn. You know what I mean? So you complain, so it's very nice. It is very nice. It is very nice. We have a lovely big like living room space, nice TV size. The kitchen is really nice. It enables me to do streams like this. And yeah, the bedroom's really nice. It's got a little patio type thing. Yeah, it's all good. All good. It's just unfortunate that a few things haven't worked, but yeah. It's is good stuff. Foot alert. Stop looking at my feet. I even put socks on earlier. I put socks on when I did my stream because I thought if I put my feet up on the table, you guys might see my feet. Okay, that's our timer. We are ready for it. We're going to grab our pork that we put in 30 minutes ago. Okay, put it on this here. The mac and cheese looks like it's going well. I'm going to take this foil off. The pork is looking good. Thought that foil was going to be hot, but it wasn't. Okay, so this is the pork, and oh my gosh, it's cooked, and it is literally just falling apart. This is amazing. I'm just going to double check that I'm supposed to be doing this now. Pretty sure. Yeah, we got to pull it and mix it all with the sauce. Look how easy it just falls apart. It looks so good, guys. I almost threw this dish out, actually. And Jubats was like, keep it. We might need to use it. Literally 2 days later, I'm using it. It's good. Okay, so we pulled this pork apart. And we're going to mix it all in with the sauce. So everything is covered in the sauce. So all this stuff that was like inside the joint is now exposed, and we're increasing our sauce surface area, which means more flavor. It's good stuff. Okay, we're going to put this back in now for another 10 minutes, and at that 10 minutes we take everything out. Everything comes out then. This is looking amazing. Okay. Put you in there. Grab my gloves. I mean, can you see it? Look at that. It looks so good right now, but it still needs more time. There we go. In the oven. We do another timer for 10 minutes. And then in 10 minutes, everything will be ready. Hot tray on the counter? Yeah, I have the thing underneath. I'm prepared. Put a burn mark on the counter. No. You guys gotta give me a little bit more respect. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop this up. I'm gonna give it a proper wipe down later. But I'm going to do some chopping of some veg. So we got some cucumber. We got some tomatoes. And what was the other thing? Corn. Yeah. So I'm going to use a saucepan. Is this hot? No. So seeing as we don't have a bowl, I'm going to have to use the saucepan, which is not ideal. But needs must under the circumstances. Got no other utensils to use. We're going to throw in our salad into that. That hob isn't on. So don't worry about the salad getting cooked. So this is the last remainder. I almost put more cucumber today. There was like a thing in Iceland and it was like some large tomatoes, a couple of large tomatoes, some lettuce, and a bit of cucumber. And I was like, no, we got enough cucumber. This is the cucumber that my dad grew in his garden. We used some of this when we cooked yesterday, if you remember, when I made tteokbokki, which, if you didn't watch, I'd recommend it because I think it turned out pretty well. It has been uploaded to YouTube. I haven't published it yet, though. I will do that tonight. I'll pop up everything from yesterday and I'll upload everything from today and hopefully have everything published when I can. So I'm just going to... Oh, that was a little bit too thin. Got a little bit of chunky stuff going on here. Yesterday I was doing everything super thin, so that's what's in my mind. Okay. Oops. So I'm just going to put the cucumber like that. And we're going to put in, it's just going to be simple. It's just like a little tiny side salad. The mac and cheese is the big thing, the thing that took all the work. That is not a good tomato. And the pulled pork is hopefully going to taste very nice. It smells amazing, I have to say. But we didn't really do much with that other than cook the pork in the sauce and then pull it apart. So, yeah, like I said, the mac and cheese is the real star of the show. The salad is for a little bit of health and the pork is for that protein. So those were some leftover plum tomatoes I had. These are cherry tomatoes. I'm just going to do some of this, and I've got some corn. Going to mix that all up and have it on the side. But I think we're going to have mac and cheese left over, which is fine. There's quite a lot of mac and cheese. Anyway, I think things have turned out pretty well so far. Hope it all tastes good. It's kind of a moot point if everything in the kitchen goes smoothly and then it ends up not tasting great. You know? Is that enough tomatoes? I think so. We don't need put one more in, but I don't think we need a ton. These back in the fridge. Take a look at chat. Am I planning on playing Expedition 33? Yes, I picked it up in the sale. It was at a tantalizing price. So I picked it up and I will be playing it in September. When I'm back at my PC and I'm back, back home at my PC and I'm able to game some games that are not, too powerful for my laptop. At the moment I'm kind of limited with my laptop gaming. And I'm not really playing anything too long because, spending time with Jubats. It's that's more important than gaming. So yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it short with the games we're playing at the moment. I'm not going to put all of the corn in there because I don't want to do too much, but also don't want to leave it in that. So I'm just wondering what I can put it in to keep it fresh in the fridge. I don't know. I'll come back to that. There's a problem for future Carlos. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of salt into this salad. Looks good. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper as well. I'm going to put a tiny drizzle of olive oil. Gotta have that Mediterranean feel. Do I have any spoons? I've got no cutlery left. Absolutely nothing. It's fine, we've got some stuff here. Looking at time, 3.5 minutes left. It's all good. Play Expedition 33. I will. Bloopers, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hang with the Jubats? Oh, is this a Jubats fan? Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate that. But I will play Expedition 33. Yes, I will. I have it. My plan is once I'm back home. Oh, we lost a bit of corn. When I'm back home and at my PC, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play Expedition 33, and I'm also going to play Lies of P. Lies of P, which was like 60% off or something. So it was a really good price. So those are my kind of long games that I'm going to play towards the end of the year. So plenty of content. But yeah, till then, I'm going to be playing some indie games. Be playing, you know, like today when I was playing Banjo-Kazooie on the Switch, stuff like that. Stuff that my laptop can handle, and yeah. Bloopers played Expedition 33. Ooh, okay. What did you think of it? Oh, you played the prologue. It's so good. I've heard so many good things about it. I'm a big RPG fan. So is this? Yeah, we're kind of cool for this. I'm just going to give this a wipe down. I'm a big RPG fan. I like JRPGs. I like Western RPGs. I played through a lot, and I've had a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, it's like a Western RPG, but it has a lot of JRPG sort of inspiration and playstyle and stuff like that." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, color me interested." And I was able to get it pretty cheap. So it was in the sale. Okay, it was in the sale. And I was like, cool, it's got like 10% off. But I got even more off because you could buy a bundle which had Expedition 33 and Sifu, which is that fighting game where every time you die, you get older. You guys remember that one that I played like a while back? I got that in the Humble Bundle. So I didn't even buy Sifu. But if you bought the bundle with Expedition and Sifu together, you ended up getting it even cheaper because it's like, oh, you already own Sifu. And I was like, so I got Sifu for free, and now I'm getting like this even cheaper. So it was a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. We'll have to give that a scrub later on. But that's where we're going to be putting our stuff to put together. Whew. You love turn-based JRPGs, so at it? Yeah, see, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of turn-based. A lot of people don't like turn-based. My most recent turn-based one, what did I do? This year I've played Persona 4, Persona 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. Did I play one of the older Final Fantasies? I can't remember. Oh, that's our timer. Yeah, I played a lot. I like turn-based RPGs. I like all sorts of RPGs, but yeah, I know a lot of people don't like turn-based, but yeah. Okay. Whew. This is the moment of truth. This is definitely going to be a plate jobby to try and get everything together. Okay. Here is our pork. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I think it looks amazing. Can't really take credit for it. It's just pork in the oven, let's be honest, but I think it looks great. Oh shit, almost lost my headset. Here is our mac and cheese. Now, looks good. Parmesan has crisped up. So I'm going to turn that oven off. Whew. It's hot. It's hot. So that's our entire combo. My only worry is that because this dish is wider and with a small surface area, I hope the macaroni cheese isn't dry. That's my only worry at the moment. It's my only worry. But yeah, I think we are good to serve up now. Chubats has been patiently waiting for food. I've been busy gaming and yapping. Let's get going. Okay. Big plates, big plates. I'm gonna have to get my spoon. Which one is it? This one? No, it's this one, which I still need to clean up. That water is very hot. It is burning my fingers to smithereens. Yeah, so this was pretty much all I had planned. So I've done a bunch of cooking streams over the past couple of weeks, 4 or 5 now. I'd love to do more. I don't know if I'll do. I don't think I'll do one tomorrow. We'll just play banjo and I'll talk with you about what we're gonna have for food. But next week I could potentially do another couple. So if there's any dishes you guys would want me to see, would like me to cook, then let me know. How am I going to serve up this properly? Is this hot? Not really. Okay. So I'm going to try my best here at serving this up without making too much mess. No mess is my... This sauce tastes... It smells amazing. So I'm looking forward to trying this pork for sure. Smells like proper, like a sauce you'd have with ribs. It smells kind of like the sauce I would make. I used to do a homemade barbecue sauce whenever I cooked pork ribs. Kind of smells like that. So I'm going to try and do this bit by bit and then rinse my spoon. It's looking good so far. Moment of truth is obviously going to be when we eat. I'm hoping that the mac and cheese... Why is this moving around so much? It's at moments like these where you need an extra hand, you know? One to hold the dish you're scooping from. One to hold the dish you're, you know... And I guess I could have put it on the ground, but then it's not on the ground. I'm just yapping now. You don't always need to talk. Yeah, so in terms of future streams, tomorrow we're going to be trying finishing Banjo-Kazooie. We made good progress today. We did like 5, 6 of the worlds, something like that. So we've got a few more worlds. We finish that tomorrow. Then next week we'll have MVM, maybe some other indie games I've got on my laptop, and some cooking streams. Lobster paella sounds nice. Yeah, I suggest lobster so he does it. I've never had lobster before in my life, so maybe one day I need to just do it myself. Finally do it. Yeah, I've actually not made a... Jubats has had a paella made by my mother, and she's had paella when we went to Spain last weekend, but she's not had my paella, which is pretty much the same as my mum's. I just do it slightly differently. But yeah, have I done chicken katsu curry? I have not. I have not actually made any curries. Not made any curries, so maybe a curry will be on the cards. Okay, let's... God, this is very crumbly on top. I'm not sure if this crumb has worked out the way I wanted it to. I also don't know how I'm going to do this. That is still very hot. I need a more solid, like, serving spoon. I have to kind of get my hand right in there. Okay, let's try and do this properly. It's going to be crunch. I hope you're ready for some crunchy ass mac and cheese. I don't know if this has turned out the way I'd wanted it, to be honest. So, it remains to be seen. Going to do a decent amount. Jubas needs to eat. She needs to eat. She's not well. Damn it. She's not well. Okay. And we do this one. I'll try and do it from this side. Scooping. See, like, a lot of the crumbs are just coming off. It's just going to taste like pasta, cheese, and freaking cornflakes. Oh, no. Well, it was an experiment, right? It was an experiment. I'm hoping there's a decent amount of bacon in there as well. Okay, there's more mac and cheese if we want it. Oh, there's a bit of bacon there. That's for you. Okay, let's rinse this off again. Whew. See, again, like talking about working in a kitchen, like, you know, when you see people in those big smokehouses and they're cooking this kind of food all day, like pulled pork, mac and cheese. Oh, I'd be sweating. I'd be sweating. The weather is like, yeah. Oh, I made the Japanese box curry, of course, yeah. Smidge too many cornflakes? I think maybe too many, yeah. How much protein per serving? There's a lot of protein in the pulled pork, and I put bacon inside the mac and cheese. Because it's my little take on mac and cheese. We got our little salad here as well. Some corn, some tomato, some cucumber. So again, there's too much of it. So there's leftovers. I think that's enough. Yeah. I'm going to put that there. Okay, well, there we go, guys. I can bring the plate over so you can... Actually, I'll take this plate. This one looks nicer. Look at that. What do you think? What do you think? We got pulled pork with mac and cheese, which has a little mustard in the sauce, a little crumbly, crunchy top, and we've got some bacon in there as well. Normally use pancetta, but yeah, and then a little salad, tomato, cucumber, corn, little olive oil. That's the end product. That's what we got. Ooh, you're not counting any calories today. No calories. No, no, no. It's ooh, I'm hot. Yeah, this is the naughty meal. We've been eating good. We've been eating healthily, mostly. So, yeah. I murdered the pasta though. I'm sorry. No macaroni. I'm sorry. We got penne. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna hop off so we can eat. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Not sure what time, but probably around a similar time. Usually whenever Jubat starts work. And yeah, we will be finishing Banjo-Kazooie. I will catch you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining. You guys take care. Bye.